What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Mark with The Better Mark, and getting it done last night. The association is back in full effect. Welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are all doing well. Let's go over last night's picks. I'm going to make this one short and sweet on this Friday. Let's start the weekend off in the right direction, though. Make sure you guys are all firmly subscribed down below. Smash that like button, as well as following me on X. We're going to be running a lot of giveaways and contests coming in March, so make sure you guys are all in tune on both platforms. Never miss a beat when we post stuff here on the channel. But guys, last night, unbelievable. Got the brooms out. That's one where we're going to talk about, recap the picks briefly. Just killing the Draymond Green points, rebounds, and assists. Always an open-ended prop in that metric where we have the option for a foul out, for an ejection. That one's always on the table. But Draymond, it's just something where, 25, a little too high. I think he had low 20s with that PRA. Thought it was in question possibly in the first quarter, but never really a doubt. Getting home there, as well as Brandon Miller, over 2.5 three-pointers made. Utah giving up the most three-pointers. That was kind of a layup, but it was a little bit of a sweat. He had 2 threes made in the first half, going 2 for 4, 2 for 5, and then ending up basically winning that game outright, but finishing that line with a 3 for 9 shooting performance, okay, from beyond the arc. So that's one we still cashed, got home, paid a little bit more juice for that one, but truthfully, guys, that was a little bit of a layup. And then obviously the 2 games that we were able to bring home were the Oklahoma City Thunder, as well as the Golden State Warriors. Just spots where I really like both these teams with low numbers, taking the team basically just to win outright with such low numbers. Being at home too, that's a big metric too. A lot of travel, a lot of sleepwalking. I think that was going on. That was under handicapped by a lot of people out there taking the Clippers. But that's kind of where I was. I'm starting to have a little bit more of a stock rising within both of those squads. Oklahoma City, obviously, we know their class and pedigree in the NBA right now, as well as Golden State. They're really trending up in finding their groove. Klay Thompson coming off the bench seems to be working, but they were able to get it done with a LeBron-less Lakers last night at home. And, that's where we were able to go 4-0 in the association. So if you guys were able to tell me, obviously, congratulations. And if not, just hopefully you guys all got the opportunity to cash some tickets. And let's get into tonight's plays without further ado. Before we do, I'm going to just briefly run through the slate, as well as give you guys my picks towards the end of this video, because, guys, this is one where I'm not really looking to lay a lot of NBA plays this early on in the second half of the season. Let's let the season play out a little bit. Let's get some more data points so that we can make a better analysis and more educated predictions, okay? But we're going to be looking into what's going on. First game contest out there is Toronto and Atlanta, -6.5, 245 over under, and that's where I'd probably lean towards the over as well as Atlanta. Just a big number. Toronto on the road, it's really a Jekyll and Hyde. You never know what team you're going to get, but guys, both these teams score in bunches. Would not be shocked if we saw 120s for both of these squads. All right, Cleveland, Philadelphia, we're going to be looking into this at towards the later part of this video, because that is one of my plays and predictions, but we're going to skip over that one for the time being. Phoenix, Houston, right? Phoenix going on the road once again, not getting it done in Dallas, staying in the state of Texas, laying 3.5 on the road. Kind of makes me wonder, are they going to repeat performance? This is a fishy number, just only a small 3.5 on a back-to-back. I know it's a back-to-back. I know what's going on, with some of their older veterans, but they lost by 10. They got pretty much taken out back to the woodshed by the Mavericks. So, this is a kind of a get-right spot for Phoenix at a low number against a bad team. So something where possibly I'd be interested in laying that 3.5 and going against all logic with taking a team, especially a team such as Phoenix on a back-to-back, but still a no play. I want to see what Phoenix is doing. Let them come out from the All-Star break and see exactly how they settle, okay? Washington, Oklahoma City. I love my Thunder, but guys, we're not going to be laying a 15 this early on in the second half of the season, so that's a no play as well. Both teams on a back-to-back, and we saw what can happen with a backdoor with such a high number, and a lot of the contests last night, I think, able to come home, but a lot of big leads were dwindling down late. Pacers for one. I think the Celtics even snuck back a little bit, but that's why I want to get a little more data out there before we start laying these big, hardy numbers. All right, Clippers, Memphis. Clippers on a back-to-back. 9.5. Memphis, injury concerns. Clippers get right spot. How healthy actually is Kawhi? That's the question we got to be asking ourselves. I probably would have a lean towards the over 223.5. Clippers really struggled to score some points last night against Oklahoma City. It was close halfway through. Oklahoma City likes to play pace, likes to score in bunches, and the Clippers just had trouble scoring. So, the 9.5 for Memphis at home, if they didn't have so many injury concerns, I really truly think the number would still be a 9. It would be still close to 9.5. So, just a no play. It's just a wishy-washy game. As much as I like the Clippers, I want to see where they're coming out too. Just with a lot of their veterans and in these spots, guys. I need more data. All right. Now, Miami, New Orleans. That's one where I'm going to have some interest, possibly taking New Orleans on a back-to-back, -3. I like the low number, right? That's something where we're going to look into get into that one. But that's where you look at it, guys. I'm still no play. Miami's kind of a Jekyll and Hyde team. I like them at home more so than on the road. But New Orleans can win by 20, lose by 20. You just never truly know. So that's a no play as well. But if I had a lean, it would be taking the Pelicans at home. But that's where, and then we're going to get into skip a few and the last two plays. So we're going to have a quick recap towards the end of the video. So make sure you guys are all sticking around. But San Antonio at LA, both teams on a back-to-back. LeBron's question always uncertain. Anthony Davis uncertain. San Antonio surprising most last night, really having a strong performance. But we're not going to be taking this. It's -9, something where you look at it over under 237.5. D'Angelo Russell obviously is a Jekyll and Hyde with his performances. I never know truly what Lakers team you're going to get, right? And they really got ousted last night by the Warriors on a back-to-back. We all know how that works. So will AD sit? Will LeBron play? Vice versa. Just really can't be locking this in this early, but always, guys, as we get closer to lock within lineups and inactives, this is where you can look at some value with the Lakers if you're able to get some inactive news where San Antonio really nothing to play for, but at this current moment in time, if I had to give you guys a lean, it would be towards the side of San Antonio or the over 237.5. Okay, Denver, Portland, no play as well. Denver -9.5. Denver on a road matchup is a completely different handicap than at home. Denver off a back-to-back, something where you look at this 9.5. I'm just not in the business of laying 10 on the road with such a team, even like Denver Nuggets, because they are one of those teams, guys, that I do back. I do like playing the Denver Nuggets, but they are definitely a home darling for me. So on the road, I'm not going to be laying 10 as well. Okay, Charlotte, Golden State. That's a big number. Golden State off a back-to-back. They looked really, really good, mind you. And Charlotte's a little bit healthier. They got some good guard play back in action. They were able to win outright on the road out on the West Coast last night, surprising a lot of people. And, they could have some momentum running. So maybe Charlotte with that 12.5 is a nice play. That number possibly would get bet down in my personal opinion. So if you like the 12.5 out there in the market, find it, because I think that will eventually settle at 12 or 11.5. Okay. And then we're going to get into tonight's plays. First one on the board, we're taking a Minnesota Timberwolves -4 at home. I'm laying it. I think Minnesota is the most underrated team in the NBA. When we look at it, guys, they need their due credit. All right. And this is something where Giannis, I'm also going to entertain, I think it's 47.5. I'm going to entertain the under 47.5 PRA for Giannis. We know the towers for Minnesota. Everybody was questioning that trade acquisition, bolstering their front court. Why are they doing this? How are they going to get Anthony Edwards better? How are they going to get these scorers for Minnesota? How are they going to get past the first, second round in the NBA playoffs? Well, they made moves out there, and it's been paying off. Minnesota is quietly becoming a very good NBA team, okay? And this is where they play defense. They guard, protect the rim very well. Giannis, it's going to be a tougher matchup for him to get down into the block. I know he's a Greek freak. I know he's going to get it done. But 47.5, there's some value in taking the under in that, especially when all the public gets out there and they bet the over. So wait around a little bit. You possibly can find that creep up to 48, 49, and then come on the other way and end up taking the under in that position, okay? So that's going to be kind of a combo pick. Obviously, probably more confident within the Minnesota -4, but that is a strong lean and possibly a play towards closer to tip-off where we're going to be taking the under 47.5 PRA with Giannis, okay? And then eventually, too, we're going to get into a couple other plays I have. Not really going to tell spend too much time on it, because this is one where it's kind of ugly. This is Cleveland on the road, going to Philadelphia, back-to-back. Cleveland losing a ugly game last night, okay? They basically had almost a 10-point spread coming into that contest where, Cleveland was that team, really one of the best teams since Christmas leading up to the All-Star break. And it's one where Philadelphia is struggling. They're struggling to find an identity without Joel Embiid. I think Donovan Mitchell plays tonight. I think he just had one extra day of rest within that illness that he was struggling with. And I think he really, really comes out firing. Cleveland's one of them teams where you have to kind of trust them not to lose 2 straight. And with such a number on the road, -4, I'm going to lay the Cavaliers -4 with a get-right game, just trusting that they win on the second half of a back-to-back. Okay, so we're going to be taking the Cavs -4 in Philly, as well as the last play on tonight's contest that we're going to get into. And actually, I think that's it. That about wraps it up. That's what we're going to be going with. So Cavs -4, Giannis, PRA under 47.5, as well as the Minnesota Timberwolves -4. So those are my 3 plays for tonight's NBA slate. Going to have a couple leans like I indicated to you guys, but really in the NBA and the association, I'm not going to be playing too heavy in the NBA until we get a couple more data points. So stay tuned, stay locked for more content analysis and daily betting news when we talk everything on the channel here at The Better Mark. Make sure you guys are all subscribed on your way out. Let me know down below in the comments, too, what you guys are going to be riding with, and if you guys are going to be fading me, tailing me. Always love to hear your guys' feedback. And, guys, the channel is having a lot of moving parts. We're in development mode, so bear with me. We're going to get it done. We've got a lot of graphics coming in on the way, as well as, like I said, contests and giveaways. So make sure you guys are all subscribed down below. Never miss a beat when we talk sports here on the channel. So thanks again, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you guys being part of the team, and we'll see you all in the next video. Cheers.